Welcome to the Mind Your Self Defense YouTube channel. This is my first YouTube channel and this is my first video on my YouTube channel, so I appreciate you guys stopping by. Today I'm going to show you guys what kind of modifications you could do to your Glock to make it a smooth shooting nail driver. I am going to show you guys on my personal Glock. This is not my EDC because I live in California and I don't have a CCW. I am in the process of achieving that. Once I do get it, I'll keep you guys posted on that. And this would be my EDC gun. So the first thing we want to do is show that we're empty. So we're clear, right? I'm going to start from the top, work my way to the back, and then lower and work my way to the back. So the first modification you can do is you could change the guide rod and spring. This is a Lone Wolf titanium guide rod and spring. I have Tru Glow suppressor sights, front and rear. Internally, I have a Ghost Ink 4-pound connector rod. On top, as you can see, I have a Holosun 507C red dot, and then I have the rear suppressor sight. This firearm was not optic ready, so I had it milled so I could put the red dot on it. And then I have what's called the gadget. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. On the front, again, lower front, we have an Olight ball door mini. We have an Apex trigger to go along with the Ghost Ink 4-pound connector rod. We have undercuts, and I'll show you guys close-ups on that. I have a custom stippling pattern on here, and I have a mag well. All right, so let me bring this in so you guys can see. Okay, so you guys can see the Cryptech stippling pattern. These undercuts are designed so when the firearm is in the holster, it's easier for me to get that finger around, and then when I grip, I have that little groove for my support hand. Right. Then the gadget on the striker plate, you can see it has that piece of metal in there like a spike, and what that does is when I'm reholstering, you put your finger on this and it prevents the striker from getting pushed back and then accidentally setting off a round. So this is how I protect myself when I reholster, if I'm going to reholster hot. Okay, so just imagine if you had a hammer fired pistol. You put your thumb on the hammer, so when you're holstering it, you don't have to worry about the hammer coming back and accidentally setting off a round. So again, the Cryptech stippling, the ball door mini, then the Holosun. I don't know if I could pick it up in the camera. Red dot. And like I said, I'm gonna have a video on. I'm gonna do a video on the Holosun and on the ball door mini in later videos. Oh, I also have extended mag releases, extended takedowns, and extended slide lock. I have big hands, so I need to make sure that I can reach everything and save my fingernails. Okay, the only issue I've ever had with this firearm, and it had nothing to do with the firearm, it had to do with the Cerakote. Like I said, this slide was not machined, was not optic ready, so I had to have it machined, and when they did, they Cerakoted it, or they painted it. And for the first, I'd say, 1,000 rounds, my slide would stop about right there, and then it wouldn't go into battery, so I'd have to push it in by hand. And it wouldn't happen every round. It was like maybe 5 times out of every 100. And that was just because of the paint, and once it started wearing off, it was happening less and less. And that was 5 years ago. So I've never had that problem since. This thing is a nail driver. So these are recommendations I'd recommend that you do to your Glock. Even if you don't put the optics on it, you could have your standard sights on there. I would change the internals. I would put a guide rod, a lower pressure connector rod. Standard weight on Glocks are between 5 and 5 3/4 pound trigger bulls. So this is a 4-pounder. It makes a big difference, in my opinion. So it's not a hairpin. It's not a hair trigger, but it's not a stock trigger either. So it's a nice, smooth trigger pull, and it helps you get a lot of shots on target. All this work was done for me by Fabio, the owner of my own Defender. He is a Grandmaster competition shooter, repping Team Beretta. So he did all this for me before he got picked up by Beretta. I've known him for a long time, and I will put the stuff down in the description of what I had done to it and his information if you guys want to have him do. He did the stippling job for me, and it was a custom one because he didn't have the pattern. So we had to find the file. Then he found the file and he did it for me. It's cool. I haven't seen anything else like this out there. Again, these are my recommendations for you to upgrade any Glock. Like I said, even if you don't put the hollow to the sights or anything, change the trigger. This is an Apex trigger with a connecting rod, and then change the recoil spring and rod, and you will see a big difference on the firearm. The magwell, the sights and all that stuff, you can leave that all stock. The undercuts, you can do that too if you're going to be doing holster stuff. If you're not going to do holster stuff, then you really don't need it done. But yeah, if you're going to have holster stuff, these do make a difference when you're getting a good grip on your gun. All right. Again, thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. And my motto is, only you can unleash your inner badass. I do find you then.